Hey everyone, welcome to my channel for the love of sports. Today we'll be going over the ATP tennis predictions for the Halle and London grass tournaments. Here you can see on our main image we have Jannik Sinner, who won one of these tournaments last season. We're 103 wins and 73 losses overall since we started the channel. And as you can see here, we're up almost $1,400 in total profit. These are our last couple of bets recently. And I haven't taken too many bets in terms of tennis recently just because I wanted to kind of see how players were playing in the grass. I am kind of glad I did that because Ben Shelton was taken down, Hugo Humbert was taken down, a couple big names that I probably would have followed. So I'm kind of glad that I waited a bit. I did have the Florida Panthers to win the NHL Finals, and they did that tonight. So that was pretty exciting. That actually put us close to that $1,400 mark in terms of total profit. So again, very exciting. If you've been following my channel from the beginning, you're up pretty much 14 units, which is pretty nice. Here is the breakdown overall. As you can see here, tennis is the most profitable sport, followed by the NHL and the MLB. We're going to be more involved in the MLB shortly. We are profitable already in the MLB, and now that NHL is over, probably going to be seeing a lot more tennis and MLB overall. And then once football starts, American football, we'll be betting on those. All right, let's get started. All right, so then in this first tournament, we have Zuzu Bergs versus Karen Kachanov. Kachanov leads the head-to-head 1-0. Zuzu Bergs, though, we actually ended up taking him in the last tournament on the game spread versus Riley Opelka. And he did cover that game spread. He actually won that one in straight sets, which was a pretty impressive win. And we kind of identified, some advantages he had over Opelka. Kachanov though, Kachanov can be, pretty deadly, especially if his service is working. Um, the only reason I won't take Zuzu Bergs at all here is because he had a deep run in this last tournament. If he didn't, I probably would have taken him, at least on the game spread. But since he had that long, that deep run in the last tournament, it kind of makes me hesitant to take him here or take anything, for him in this matchup. Um, this one could go either way. I think it just comes down to fatigue. Is Zuckerberg fatigued because of the last tournament? Is he not? That's what we'll have to see based on this matchup. But because of that, I'm gonna pass on this one. Next we have Marcos Giron versus Alexander Zverev. Zverev leads the head-to-head 3-0. He should take this one down. Shouldn't be. It's either Zverev or nothing for me here. Zverev should be able to take this one down. He was pretty good in the last tournament. He can't seem to get to win a tournament. He went down against Taylor Fritz. I mean, what can you really do? Taylor Fritz was looking very dominant in that tournament, and he ends up losing the first round against Corentin Moutet, most likely due to fatigue, but in this tournament go around. But um, Fritz was very dangerous in that tournament. Zverev looking for his first nice win, couldn't do it. But I expect him to take it down versus Giron in this matchup. And I do like his chances of actually winning this event. Next we have Quinton House versus Daniil Medvedev. Whenever I see the name Medvedev nowadays, it's hard for me to bet. It's hard for me to bet it. Um, I would like to lean Medvedev here. I just can't do it. Quentin Hallis is his serve is not bad at all. He's shown to give Medvedev problems as a head-to-head is pretty even, and he's not bad on the surface either. So I just can't take anything here. I don't trust Medvedev right now. I can't do it. I know in the last tournament he was like a minus 300 something favorite. He ended up losing against Opelka. I mean, Opelka, serve is nice, but there's no reason that Medvedev should have lost, especially in straight sets against Opelka. That's not good. So I just can't take anything in this matchup. Next, we have Alex Michelsen versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. This head-to-head is kind of interesting. It's 2-0 in favor of Alex Michelsen, both on the hard court. Um, Tsitsipas, not impressive this season at all for me. He can't seem to get it going, honestly, and it's tough because Mickelson lost against Engel in this, in a young up and comer. So it's hard to pick Alex Mickelson to win this one, but if I had to lean one way, it would be Mickelson. I feel like he's had better strides overall this season. Sissy Pass has just been, besides for one tournament that he really went deep, he hasn't been too consistent this season, and I'd rather trust Mickelson here, my fellow American. All right, and then we have the London tournament. We have Roberto Batista Agut versus Jakob Mensik. Mensik does lead the head-to-head 1-0. This was played on the hard court. On this surface, I don't see any reason why Mensik shouldn't be able to take this one down. I know Batista Agut has had success in this surface in the past, but he's a different player now. He's a lot older, and Mensik, he should be able to use that serve to his advantage and not come into too much trouble here against Batista Agut. Then we have Popperin versus Jack Draper. You see Jack Draper here in this image above me. I love Jack Draper in this matchup. I know Popperin, he's had his times this season, but overall he has a negative record. Kind of tells you all you need to know. Jack Draper has been dominant this season. No reason not to take him here. Next, we have Daniel Evans versus Brandon Nakashima. Definitely would have to lean Nakashima here. Leads ahead to 3-1. Although Dan Evans on the grass can be dangerous, we saw him take down Francis Tiafoe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much we could read into that. Tiafoe at times this season has not really, not that he hasn't tried. I don't want to say that, but um, he hasn't. Besides for the last Grand Slam, he wasn't the most consistent player. So I feel like maybe in Grand Slams you bet Francis Tiafoe and maybe when he's not playing a Grand Slam, you just kind of wait and see how he plays in the first couple matches. And yeah, I'd have to go Nakashima here though. Overall, I think he is the better player. I know Dan Evans can be a little tough on the surface, but I expect Nakashima to take this one down. And last we have Holger Rune versus Mackenzie McDonald. I would love McDonald to get the win here, my fellow American. But Holger Rune, man, whenever he wants to put his maximum effort in, he's very difficult to beat. Very, very difficult to beat. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This one's a tough one. It's not impossible that McDonald can make this a tough match. Um, maybe a tie break. But Holger Rune, though, like I said, he's just whenever I bet Holger Rune, excuse me, whenever I bet Holger Rune this season, he's kind of let me down. And I bet against him one time, and he played dominant. So I haven't had much luck in terms of betting him. If I had to lean a sort of way, I would lean in the way of Holger Rune, but I think the odds are pretty close for a reason. He's not a massive favorite. That implies that McDonald could give him some trouble, which I agree with. So lean Holger Rune, but I probably won't be betting that. So as you can see here, we went over both tournaments, only 8 matches, so there's not a lot of volume here. But we were able to identify one best bet, which is a two-leg parlay. That two-leg parlay is going to be Jack Draper moneyline along with Jakob Mensik moneyline. So Jack Draper, we know how dominant he's been this season. Lexi Popperin, a bit out of form, and especially Jack Draper anytime this season he's just been exceptional. So you put a struggling player against a player who's been top five, you gotta go Jack Draper here. And then Jakob Mensik, we touched on that against Batista Agut. He's a younger player. He's gonna have a lot more energy. He's got a big serve. Batista Agut does not. Um, I expect him to use that big serve to his advantage here and take this one down against Batista Agut, who he's already beat head to head. All right, guys, make sure to let me know in the comment section below what your best bet is, or maybe any plays that you're tailing. Let me know if you're following my plays. And let me know if there's anything in the channel that you would like. I'm always open to suggestions. Thank you guys. Like and subscribe.